Here's what's coming up on November Conversations with Archbishop Joseph Kurtz. During this Thanksgiving month, as we count our blessings as a local church, Archbishop Kurtz discusses how we are accountable for our mission and finances. Special guest Annette Turner and her husband Deacon Jim Turner talk about the recent Black Catholic Congress. In a teaching segment with the Archbishop, we have conversations about what Catholics believe about heaven and hell. The conversations for November start right now. Archbishop Kurtz, we're into November already.
It's hard to believe.
It really is. It's always good to see you. And
happy Thanksgiving in advance to you,
This is a great month.
Yeah.
Fall really arrives. We have those crisp days and cool nights, and we know the seasons have changed.
Right.
I know you've been very busy around the Archdiocese, and I think it's interesting that we talk about this during a month where we give Thanksgiving. You've been meeting with groups throughout the Archdiocese to present the state of the church. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you talk about and what kinds of questions you get.
Well, Reed, I don't know if you know this, but the Archdiocese of Louisville is probably in the lead throughout the United States in having these reports of accountability. I think we're over 20 years that we've been doing this. There's three major themes that I've been talking about as we go around to our parish leaders, to our priests, etc. First of all, that we really need to strive together for a very holy and a very healthy church. That means that as individuals, as families, as parishes, as a whole archdiocese, and we're 24 counties, that we need to seek holiness in our lives, especially in this year of faith, and healthy interacting with one another. That means that the joy and the gratitude, great for the month of November, that Jesus said his followers would be characterized by. They'll know they are Christians by their love. That joy and that gratitude of heart, which should permeate our church, will overflow into generosity. Now that's a major, major theme. It plays right into two other themes. I mentioned the year of faith, in which with the synod that we just had, calling us for a new evangelization. It's a time for a new enthusiasm, a new engagement with our faith, and also religious liberty. And I know you and I have talked about this plenty in the past, meaning that our faith is very personal, but it is also not just private, it's public. We need to live our faith, as they say, 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I was excited to be able to go throughout the Archdiocese and also to listen to the responses of people. And really it was gratifying. Even those things where we're called to do some improving, I think was a great opportunity for us.
So it's all about accountability.
It is.
On many levels.
It is.
Let's talk about accountability a little bit.
Well, there's a list, and in fact, I hope you don't mind my giving our viewing audience a number of statistics, because I think they bear out what's going on in the Archdiocese.
I think these stats are very interesting.
Yeah, so if they show up on the screen, let me just say a few of them. First of all, this past year was a big year for the introduction of the third edition of the Roman Missal. Now, although that meant some prayers were changing, what it has meant throughout the Archdiocese is increased participation. People who think about and are more intentional about what they do, they tend to participate more. So I think that has been really a great gift. Speaking of participation, catechetically, our Why Catholic program has touched, we estimate, between 7,000 and 10,000 adults throughout the Archdiocese. I mean, that's amazing. A couple other statistics. I ordained in the spring 3 priests. In the actual 12 months of accountability, there were 4 priests ordained, and we have 17 seminarians in formation. We had this year for the first time, an archdiocesan men's conference. 417 men participated. Great gathering. During the Easter season, especially during the Triduum and Easter Vigil itself, we had 465 adults entering the church. Some of the things I'm also interested in is the way we reach out to others. Those families and clients who were counseled through our family ministry, over 500. The Catholic Enrichment Center, which we'll be hearing more about as the year unfolds in West Louisville, there were almost 40,000 contacts. It was 39,729 contacts. I mean, now some of those are the same people coming multiple days, but nevertheless, they're individual contacts with people. We had our vocation program called the Dinner with the Archbishop. I thought it'd be a small, intimate thing.
Now that must have been a sellout event, so
well,
to speak.
you know what? Last year, the year we're reporting, 435. This year, just a few weeks ago, 485. And it really was very, very good.
That's a big number.
Youth ministry. We had over 400 young people, the greatest participation from Louisville ever in our National Catholic Youth Convention, which was in Indianapolis. And let me just give you two other statistics. Catholic Charities, through emergency assistance, now we're talking about rent, utilities, food, clothing, prescriptions, household items, over 13,000 people were served this past year. And in adult formation, over 2,000 people participated in our adult formation. It was about 200 classes. So it's a big number.
Indeed, those are very impressive numbers, and they represent a lot going on in all parts of the Archdiocese.
They do.
Some of the programs, let's talk about the different programs, like the Roman Missal, for instance. They touch all of us. Other programs reflect a little differently. They touch more on an individual basis. I think it's important to be challenged on how we support not only what helps us directly, but equally important, what helps others.
Yeah. We're the church at its best when we are willing generously to support, first of all, the things we see every day. But they're kind of obvious to us. We see the personal benefit to ourselves. And I think participation at Mass, the involvement with catechetics, etc. But also we're at our best when we participate those things that are less visible. But that's why we need to tell the story. People who in charity are being helped, people whose dignity is being restored, that really is the church at its best. And I would say all of those areas are very worthy of support. This month, especially Thanksgiving month, is great to thank our people for their generosity.
This is really the call of the gospel.
It is. It really is. It's the call of the gospel truly to take the love of Christ that we receive and allow that love, in a sense, bring that love to others.
Very simple. It's a simple message that works wonders. We invite you to join the conversation with us anytime. You can email us with your comments or criticisms to conversations@archlou.org. Coming up on this edition of Conversations after the break, Annette Manley-Turner, the Executive Director of the Office of Multicultural Ministry, and Deacon Jim Turner, the Pastoral Administrator of St. Martin de Porres and St. Augustine parishes. They'll join Archbishop Joseph Kurtz for some conversation.